Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a concealers video, basically showing you my concealer collection and then also kind of giving like little mini reviews on these concealers. So I have a ton of concealers in here, so I'm just going to go through them one by one, not as up close and personal, you know. So I'm just going to be talking about concealers today, and that's about it. I can't believe it's almost the end of August, coming into September. That is insane. I cannot believe it. So crazy. I can't even. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and we're just gonna get started, obviously. Pretty good mix of high-end drugstore affordable concealers in here, and I love some, I like some, I'm okay with some. Some I use for different purposes, only for under eye or only for spot concealing, so I will let you know that when we get to them with a drugstore concealer, because obviously shades of the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. So it looks just like this here. I have the shade Fair and Light, so I just kind of go between the two depending on the skin tone that my skin's at. Mostly being fair, especially for underneath my eyes, and then light when I'm spot concealing. I've been wearing this concealer for years now at this point. Okay, don't mind my darker arms. Clearly my arms get tan and the rest of me does not. But I've been using these for a very long time. They're just one of the best concealers, and that's with being affordable, being drugstore, just in general. I think that they're a great concealer. They're a great starter concealer. You know, you get coverage, but it's not like cakey coverage. It's not like overpowering. And the shade selection, I honestly think is better now. Like when they first came out, obviously it wasn't that great, but now I think it's a lot better. And they have a very, very light shade Ivory in number 5, and then they have the Fair, Light, Sand, Medium, Deep, Dark, and all that. I find that it's a great as an eye primer, it's great as a concealer underneath the eyes, and it's a great as concealing any spots, which is actually what I did with it today. I mixed this in with the Too Faced one, which we're going to talk about soon. I'm on sale for $5.99, $6.99, so just watch out for that. And if you haven't tried it, then you should. I have a text message. I am popular. Oh. Just Virgin Mobile letting you know. Yet I've already paid this bill. Great. Love that. Next, I've had this one for a long time as well. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. So she's pretty well loved. I don't use it all the time, only if I really feel like I need it, which is not all the time. If I'm just really tired, then I will use it, but I do only use this one underneath the eyes. It does last a long time because it's in this pot and you only need to grab what you need. As where with a wand, like you're constantly like dipping in and applying, dipping in and applying. So I find like potted concealers last a lot longer, but this is just a great concealer to cover up dark circles. I would put it on before my foundation and then concealer, and then like put that on top of it. So that's a good one, and I've had it for a long time, which it's probably expired, but that's okay. We have the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. This is a good concealer. I don't use this underneath my eyes unless I am tan or that I've freshly like self-tanned. Use this all over the face as a foundation. I'll use this to spot conceal. It is a beautiful finish. I like to wear this as a foundation. It is so beautiful. It's what I did when I was in Florida the whole time. I just used this as a foundation. And it's so glowy, but like not like greasy. It just has a nice shine to it. And this is a little pricier one, so I recommend getting this one when it's on sale, which doesn't happen very often. So if you see it on sale, grab it. I only see it on sale at Shoppers or Superstore. Walmart's prices are usually pretty well the same, and they're also lower, so check Walmart out. But like sometimes it's hard because like everything is like everywhere at Walmart. The formula is great on this. I just wish that they did have a lighter shade. ColourPop No Filter Concealer. So I have light 18, medium 20, and medium 22. So the medium shades I use more so as a foundation, and then the light 18 shade I can use underneath my eyes and to spot conceal if I wanted to, as an eye primer. I haven't tested this one out enough to know if I love it or not. I got this while I was in Florida, and it's okay. Like, it's a nice whipped texture, but I've only worn it like maybe up to 5 times, so I haven't had like enough wear time with it to know if I love it or not. It does cover. It's $6. Like, it's a great price. But yeah, so I'm just really gonna have to test these a bit more. They're just, I haven't gotten around to testing them as much just because I haven't self-tanned in a bit, and that's usually what I use if I'm self-tanned, because the shades are a bit darker and they oxidize a little bit. I have the Maybelline Age Rewind. Now this is another one that I will always repurchase. It's a great concealer. I'll use it as a foundation as well, spot concealing. I usually have 2 different shades with me depending on, you know, if I want a brighter under eye or if I just want to spot conceal. So I usually use fair or light, and these last a really long time for me. And they're another pricier one at the drugstore. They're $14.99 at Shoppers. That's ridiculous. They last me a really long time, but they cover, they do everything. They're amazing. I use this as an eye primer a lot of the times. Even if I'm just not even using this as a concealer, I'll grab it for an eye primer. But I've always talked about that one. It's always one of the ones I've always recommended when I worked at Shoppers. It's a great concealer. I have the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've had this for a while, and I don't really gravitate towards it. It's a very whipped formula, so I find that it actually moves around a lot and it doesn't actually stay in one place. So if I do use it, it's really only in the inner corners of my eye. I don't use this to spot conceal or anything like that. It is just an under eye concealer. So it's really not worth the hype. I like my Maybelline one better, but I have it, I'll use it, and then until it's gone. The e.l.f. Camo concealers. I have 2 shades. I have Fair Beige and Light Sand. They look like this here. I need to get one more shade more on the deeper side because these are still like very light, as you can see. And they stay true to color. They don't really oxidize, so I do just need one more shade. But I do like the lightest one if I'm cutting my crease or if I'm using an eye primer and I want those shadows to like really stand out, because it's basically like a white base. I use this one underneath the eyes and as a spot conceal. I heard that a lot of these were actually breaking people out if they used it to spot conceal, and I was doing that last week and I broke out with like 3 like clogged pores. So I think I might just stick to using this underneath the eyes and not on my face, because I think it broke me out. Coverage wise, amazing. Eye primer, amazing, and you can't go wrong for like $6. The Clinique Line Smoothing Concealer. This is so beautiful. Now, I got this when I first started working for Clinique, so about 3 months ago, and I really liked it underneath the eye. I really liked it. It like didn't like settle into any like lines. It's a line smoothing concealer, but it didn't like crack underneath my eyes, which a lot of concealers do. I mean, everybody has under eye lines and shit. Like, people are like, oh, I don't have any lines underneath my eyes, and I'm like, yeah, you do. But it's a great formula. I use this to spot conceal as well, just especially in this area here. I do have some scarring and pigment that I do like to cover up a bit more. But I really like the shade. It's moderately fair, 03, and it is such a nice neutral tone of a concealer. I feel like it could actually work for a lot of people. It's not very brightening, but it does conceal and cover. I like to mix this concealer with a brighter concealer, but I do really like the consistency of this product. And I've been using it like almost every single day since I started working for Clinique, which will be 3 months next week. And like, I still have a decent amount of product in here, so that says a lot. That's a good thing. I have the Ulta Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. I have not used this in a while. I normally have a lighter shade, but I think I decluttered it when I was making my bags for the women's shelter, just because I had so many and I just didn't need it. But this is a great concealer, either to spot conceal or underneath the eyes. It's great as an eye primer as well. It covers very nicely, which is what I like about it, and it's waterproof. Like, it goes nowhere. And I need to break this back out. I haven't used this in forever, but I find that it's the same whipped consistency like the Maybelline Fit Me, like the NARS Radiant Creamy, but this like doesn't move around on you. Like, it doesn't, like it stays like its coverage. Like, I don't know how else to explain that about the NARS one, but yeah. And this is like $8, and I usually buy them when you like buy 2 get 1 free, so that's always nice. This one is newer to me. This is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer, and I like this. This is similar to those 3 concealers, the Maybelline, the NARS, and the Ulta, but it is a dewier concealer, so beware of that. It's very nice and hydrating. You do want to set it. I set all my concealers. I really don't go without setting them. But yeah, I don't know, it's a good one as well. I've only used it a couple times, and I only grabbed the mini because for high-end concealers, like, I just don't see the point in buying one that's gonna be so expensive when I like my ones from the drugstore. The only high-end concealer I'll always repurchase is honestly probably the Clinique one, and then the Too Faced one that we haven't got around to yet, but I think that's like the only ones I would ever repurchase. But I don't know, like, it's a nice whipped texture, but it does stay in place. So I've only wore it a handful of times, but the times that I did wear it, it was very nice. We have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I've had this for a while. It's okay. I mostly just use it as an eye primer. I don't really conceal with it or anything like that. I don't love it for that. I've never like saw the rage about it. So I usually just use it as an eye primer. So that's about it. It's okay. It's okay. I do want to try their foundation though. The Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is a great concealer. It's now available in Canada, which is really nice. And I have the shade Light Nude. I do want to get a darker one so I can try it as a foundation. But the coverage is great on it. The consistency is really easy to blend out. It's great as an eye primer as well. I really like the applicator on it. Like, it just like glides underneath the eye so nice. And I think it's supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. And I have the shade Porcelain, and I've had this for so long and I'm still not through it yet. And I already have a backup. I bought a backup on the last VIB sale and I still haven't gotten through this. I only use this one underneath my eyes, like this shade, I do have Snow as well, but I only grabbed this one to show. So I use Snow underneath my eyes for the most part if I'm like this fair, and then this to spot conceal. And then I also will wear this porcelain shade underneath my eye if I'm more tan. But I like both of them the same. Like the consistency is very similar. The doe foot applicator is definitely bigger on the Too Faced, but I mean, that doesn't bug me, I don't really care. But flies. And to save some money, I mean, definitely go with the Milani one, because if you bought 2 of them, it would probably be equivalent to how much product is in the Too Faced one, and it would still be cheaper. But they're both very much the same. I like them both. It's just the colors are probably just a bit different. And then lately I have been testing the CoverGirl Undercover Concealer. This is in the shade Natural Ivory. I love this as an eye primer, and I love this underneath my eyes to conceal. And I think I've been spot concealing with it if I need it, but for underneath the eye, it's beautiful. It blends out so nice. Like, I cannot get enough of this, and I mentioned it in my favorites video. It's just a good one, guys. It's very much like the Tarte Shape Tape, but more hydrating, and I just like it. It's a great concealer. It's under 10 bucks. I'd grab it if you see it. The shade selection's pretty good, so I want to try and get a darker shade. I did mention that to try as a foundation, but I just haven't gotten there yet. And I have the Clinique Airbrush Concealer. This is just a nice everyday concealer, you know, if you're just wearing a tinted moisturizer, BB cream, CC cream, you just need a little bit of highlighting underneath the eye to brighten things up. This is a great one. It just has one of those little brush applicators. Yeah, it's just nice and lightweight, and it doesn't cake up, so it's really nice for the summer. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed all of my little concealer reviews. Very much the same, like all the concealers that I like and love do pretty much the same thing, but there is just a little bit something different about each one. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.